Hi everyone. I'm going to give you a little overview and guidance on completing all the activities and assignments to go along with our online session for Tuesday, June 11th. So I'm starting in Canvas, and I'd like to just show you where to find all of the online activities for our week 4 class. Go to Modules, under week 4, class 4 online session. In class 4 online session, you'll see there are a lot of different activities and links. I hope that I've laid it out really clearly for you and all the things that I would like for you to do. So let's go to the class slides. This week we're going to be really looking at multiple perspectives. How do we bring multiple perspectives into social studies? And since we're integrating social studies with language arts and with other content areas, really looking at all of our content from multiple perspectives. So you're going to start, once you go back to the online module, by watching a video from Nigerian author Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. She's a wonderful author. She's written several novels, Half a Yellow Sun, Americana. I really love her work, but I also really love this TED Talk, and I hope that you get a lot out of it too. So when you head back over to the Class 4 module, you're going to click on the link to watch the TED Talk. As you're watching, I'd like you to really be thinking about multiple perspectives and what she says about the single story. When you finish, you're going to click on the class discussion. So going back to Canvas, just to show you for a moment what that looks like here. So it's linked right here, single story discussion. You'll click on that when you're ready. Opens right up to a discussion. To add to the discussion, all you have to do is click here, start typing in the box that says reply. In the discussion, you're also going to respond to 2 of your classmates. If you're one of the first to post a discussion post, you may need to check back in a day or 2 when your classmates have had a chance to add their discussion post before you're able to reply. Moving on, I would like you to keep in mind the TED Talk and the idea of multiple perspectives as you spend some time working on your unit planning. Remember that your unit plan topic and historical background is due by Sunday, June 16th, and you're using at least 1 quality primary source and 2 quality secondary sources to do your own research into your topic. I'd also like you over the course of this week to begin working on your unit plan draft, and the next few slides are going to help you think about how to craft that essential question to go along with your unit and how to start planning how you're going to paint the picture, how you're going to build in content for your students in this unit. So first of all, we're going to be looking a little bit at essential questions. In the Canvas activities, there are a few different things for you to do around essential questions. So essential questions are basically big, broad, open-ended questions that help your students dig into a topic. You'll read more about them in the blog post. But here's an example. Should Christopher Columbus be honored as a hero? Why or why not? So imagine you're teaching in a 5th grade class. You're focused on this standard. Students trace the routes of early explorers and describe the early explorations of the Americas. How are you going to help students connect to this topic, make it relevant, paint the picture, get them excited about it? So you may want to do something around Columbus Day and thinking about, should Columbus Day be a holiday? And this essential question might help students think about some real application to their research, their learning about the unit. Essential questions allow students to explore big ideas. Essential questions also allow students to take multiple perspectives. So inherent in this question are the 2 sides. Yes, he should be honored as a hero. No, he should not be. And whose perspectives would we want to take to explore both of those sides? So you're going to be reading more about essential questions in the Canvas activities, and you're also going to begin drafting your own essential question and giving feedback. So I'm bringing us back to the online activities so that I can show you where you're going to be working on the essential questions. This is a blog post all about essential questions. It's very readable. very teacher friendly. So I'd like you to read that. When you complete reading the blog post, then you can take a look at some of these essential question stems and examples. There's a lot of different examples here as you're crafting your own essential question and you need some support in how to write those essential questions. You can try some of these sentence stems, so thinking about your topic, thinking about the important vocabulary words in your unit. You might want to try out some of these. You're also going to be adding that draft of an essential question to a shared document. It looks like this, and the settings are so that anyone can edit, which means you can add your own ideas to it. So what you're going to do is put your name, your grade level and topic, add your draft of your essential question here. It can be in process ideas for you to get some feedback. Then you're going to give and get feedback from your peers. I would like you to give feedback to at least 3 classmates. You can do more if you like. Again, if you're one of the first to add yours to the table, you may need to pop back in a day or two once there's more, once more people have added their questions. You also might want to look back closer to Sunday to see what kind of feedback you have gotten. So I'm back in our slides. Thinking about essential questions. Moving on from the essential questions, I want to link us back to multiple perspectives, moving away from that single story. So how might you then begin to plan your unit? You're doing your own research into your unit. You're looking at primary and secondary sources. So think about taking the standard that you're focused on, the social studies standard, thinking about how am I going to connect this to something current that really matters to my students. If you're doing an earlier grade, a topic that already is more relevant to students like classroom community, this may not be as important. But then also think about who's involved. If we're taking multiple perspectives, who are the different groups on each side? So for example, if we're looking at the case study, the example, the 5th grade example, we might be looking at the Taino and Columbus as our different perspectives, people who already were on the island when Columbus arrived, and then Columbus and the explorers. How are we going to take a look at the different sides? One of the things you'll do, again, back to our primary sources, will be gathering those sources. How are you going to find multiple sources both for yourself, but then ones that you'll be able to share with your students so that they're seeing this topic from multiple perspectives? I want to bring us back once again to our cycle. So how are you going to be using multiple perspectives and sources as students move through the cycle? Will you be using a primary source here, a photograph, a piece of art, an artifact, something to really inspire wonder and pique their curiosity? How are you going to be using multiple perspectives as you paint the picture? What will students be reading? What videos might they be watching? How are you going to build that content and build their understanding of the topic? As you continue with working on your unit plan, I want you to really think about the sequence of your lessons. I know this is the fun part and this is the exciting part, to get to put together this 5 to 6 lesson sequence. But really think about how are you going to start with drawing in the students, build their curiosity. Then you're adding content through those primary sources, videos, hands-on activities, artifact analysis, all the things we talked about in class last Tuesday. And then really keep in mind that each lesson should build on the previous. You don't want 5 to 6 isolated fun activities. You really want purposeful, going to my next point, purposeful lessons and activities that build on one another and really over time add content, add to student understanding, build student skills in being able to meet your learning goals and objectives for your unit. And we're going to spend some time in our next class when we see each other in person. We will definitely be spending some time talking about learning goals and objectives, because I know for some of you that is very new. Okay, I'm back in our Canvas activities, and I just want to remind you that that unit plan, topic, and historical background is due. I have it linked right here in the classroom activities, and it's also in the module itself. So remember, by Sunday, June 16th, at midnight, that is submitted on Canvas. Okay, the last thing I want to go over is the content area task. We talked about it in class. If you weren't there, please make sure you go through Canvas and get familiar with it. I'm not going to go over everything we already talked about, but I reposted the same slide from our June 4th class here in the slide, so you have it. This list of tasks is also posted in the Canvas assignment for the content area tasks. So you have it in lots of different places. But one thing that I wanted to go over with you was just remind you of how you're going to be looking at student work and what you are looking for. So here's one of the student work samples that's in the Google folder with all of the assignment resources. This is Carmen's piece about George Washington. So she's got a piece where she's started writing about George Washington. And remember that you're going to be evaluating her piece of writing based on the rubric that was provided to students and is provided to you in the Google folder. So let me move this over so you can see. So I want you to really be thinking about Carmen's piece in the context of this rubric. So is she demonstrating an understanding of the topic? So first start at grade level. Is she demonstrating an understanding of George Washington and the topic? Is she organizing her ideas? Look for strengths. Really try to start with what can she do well, then look for areas where she might need more work. Where is she maybe at a 2 or maybe even a 1? But really start at grade level, see what she is able to do in this piece of writing, and then use the other areas of the rubric to think about where she might need to improve. I really encourage you to think about strengths first and student strengths, and then pick 1, 2, maybe 3 areas where you feel like the student needs improvement, and you'll be describing those in your feedback to the student and also how you hope to move forward with each of those students. Again, we're going to be talking about this even more and spending a good chunk of class time on June 18th working on it, but I know many of you want to get a head start on it, so I just wanted to touch on that to give you a little guidance as you move through. Okay, we're wrapping up my video here. I know it's getting kind of long, but I hope it's given you an idea of what you need to do and you're getting a little guidance on how to move through, even though we're not together in class. So don't forget, for coming up, here are the things that need to get finished. So make sure you look carefully at each of the numbered items in the online class activities that are under the week 4 module. Spend that time working on your unit plan and your CAT. Make sure to turn in that unit plan topic and background by June 16th at midnight. For June 18th, for our class next time we see each other in person, you're going to read chapter 4 in our textbook, and we will have our team teaching discussion from Steph, Tamara, Erin, and Eva. I hope you're all doing well. I look forward to seeing you June 18th. Remember, we will start class that day at 4:30 p.m. I'll send you a reminder. If you have any questions or are really struggling to complete any of these things, please send me an email. I'll be around. Okay, take care.